Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mindseye, and we're going to go ahead. As you can see, we're a little nervous today out here in Connecticut where we can't even think straight. Nothing is getting done right. Please forgive us. Oh my gosh. So we had an incident out here in Connecticut in the last 24 hours where we had a whole, like, really, really bad with the flooding out in Texas, and it's all connecting pretty well, as what I can see as all of it. Can't even get our words out straight. That like something would be found in the ruins. So like we were looking at as a psychic, and it kept coming out in the cards like something would be found in the ruins. So basically, if you look it up on like anything on like Connecticut news, it goes to show like how bad it was. So when I see it and I go, it really has to be really nasty. Like you can't even get anything done as far as law enforcement. As I was saying, in Preston, Connecticut, over the last 24 hours, there was a major fire where the North State Hospital was again, which was already abandoned due to the instances in the 70s and 80s and early 90s from human rights issues of the mentally and the criminally insane. That you look at it and you go, you can't even, like we keep hearing celebrate. You can't even celebrate. There's something like get-togethers and like picnics and birthdays. Like you can't get together. It's odd. It's odd. Like something comes in and you go, I think you need to actually talk about like what you remember because we found this. And it has your name on it. And it has your family member's name on it. So that is coming through. But once I see what happened in Texas with flooding, I have to say some old wounds in the last 2 years come out about those missing girls from the Christian camp. You can't even say it at all. So when I say it actually through, I'm literally gritting my teeth out here saying there's something to. Is it political? It's highly political. It is. And a political stance, I would have to say, as it goes through, it really is community politics of having a say in something. Like, I don't think you should go there. I don't think you should. Not so ever. It is coming in quick. So when I say Knight of Swords, it is coming in to actually like cut out with wind. When I say the Six of Swords comes through, it will literally be like sue. And then you actually look at all the Susans. And then you actually look at lawsuits. And then anything about sue. And then like a poor pronunciation of so. Like that's what it's like digging up those energies. It goes, there it is. When you go Six of Swords in reverse, you can't even do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do at all. Six of Swords in reverse. I would have to say you would be looking at all the vehicles, like like the make and the model, like anything from the 90s. I'm seeing rust. I'm seeing catalytic converters. I'm looking at uh, wheels and wheel bearings on the way all the way down to like old lemon laws, like something that happened in court cases that came in through like the state police are studying our town. There's something about like token, like like token, like literally the book. There's something about the eye. It's something about a troll, like an old. It really goes down to that. So where is that energy coming from? Where would we actually be going through with that? Okay. When I go to this, I'm actually saying because of the area, look at Native American. Is it burial grounds? Is it ritual grounds? Is there any type of disturbance? When I see this, vulture and deer again, I'd have to say go to old folklore and like witchcraft magic areas. When I see this, fish, actually, I want to say why am I saying dispensary when I see fish? What else do we need to know? Again, the deer. So let's leave that card out because we see dolphin with it. And let's go to a plated oracle. Where is this taking us for the day? For the next 24 hours? Because we didn't do one on the 4th of July. All right. Something we remember. Again, dolphin play. A gamble. A Procter and Gamble. Like an egg beater. A mixer, hand mixer. Sewing machine. Singer. Sewing up like a uniform. So basically when like in that area in the North State Hospital, from what I remember last time I was driving through there, the way that the area is and the way the land sits is like a river runs through it. And so then you're going to look at the movie and you're going to say a river runs through it. And you're going to say that River Phoenix and Joaquin Phoenix are probably someone you want to talk to with Chris Farley about cocaine and what it can do to you on a way to a known. So when you see it and you say transmission, it goes bluey and then it goes to child's play. And so when you go to this and you go to universal knowledge, somebody knew something was not well. When I see this and I see energy work, I have to say people are probably unsettled to disturbed. When I see this and I see star centers, it is must known. Absolutely. Go ahead and type your question. So when I say galactic core, I have to say people just watch the way, like for tripping and falling and appetite. And then appetite goes to everything else about your daily way. And then when all of a sudden you have these little like aha moments as you go through these scenes. So question through the chat. Everybody understands that reopen the economy is just a code for kicking people off unemployment, right? Capitalism has always forced people to choose risking their health or hopelessness, but has reached a cruel new height, and I can't fathom why people still accept it. Absolutely. I have to say that on a forthright rule, on a be it known, it comes to the point of like a ray and a gray and like a day and then a redhead. And then when you go see the redhead, you have to say, can you actually sue it? And then they say you're being derogatory because this is against like ethnicity and heritage and culture and a state. and then it goes all the way back, and then it's like a loop-de-loop on a runaround Sue. So basically, what I can see from the 1970s, they still had like a runaround Sue. So when I look at it in 2025, it basically means you go to the doctor and they say, doc, I really can't do much. I really do have pain. I really do have a lot of issues. And they're like, there's nothing, like nothing is showing up in your test. You're able-bodied and you can't get Department of Labor. You can't get Department of Social Services. So where is it the true definition of capitalism? All right, the true definition of capitalism actually means that you can't do it wrong and you can't do it right, but you can literally stay away and we'll make money off of it. And then you will reap the benefits after. Isn't that dirty? It's really, really dirty. So let's actually put it out. When I look at this and you go, taking chances to like ruins, I'd have to say like ghost hunters and paranormal investigators, when we're talking about straight out of capitalism to what happened out here in Connecticut with a fire at a Norwich State Hospital, you're going to actually probably get a gain off of it on if your family members were there. Finally, because all those records are locked up to, is it still there? That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. When I say this, I have to say you almost have like an assigned person at probate. When you see this like technology, you just sit there and like, I feel from the incidences or anything else, it goes right through it. Now, what about someone who's like, okay, I just went to the bathroom and I woke up sick. I was sicker than a dog. Just wait till you go to like a diner to have breakfast or something, and you have like one fork in one hand. It's odd how you eat for one bite, and then like just push her on through, just push him on through, just get them and the kids on through, because you can't even believe how it came in just to have a cup of coffee. It literally goes to show. It really has this. It's about hunting. So let's actually go through it, because again, Texas with the topic of capitalism will lead into that and dig a little bit harder, because we're really looking about how money has been spent to the highest degree of none, and we're all pretty much out of bankruptcy, even if it's not there in our face yet. It's not to scare anyone or fearmonger, but it's right there. Many of us have to have 2 or 3 jobs. All right. Basically, all of a sudden, you're like, you know what? I'm going to go take a hike, and I'm going to go look for this like I did when I was a kid. And I'm going to go see where this is. Is this wrong? Are you ruining the integrity of investigations? Not really. It happens all the time. So seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Yep. It really doesn't. Some people get scared and they try to stay away from things. Yeah, right. What else do we need to know? How is the Norwich State Hospital fire related to the incident with Texas? Because as I say, as a psychic, the way this energy is, the way it travels through on a line, it's odd. Embrace your awareness, face your true north, keep happening, it's holding vision. I feel it's a flu, like a flu, a chimney, a cape. I hear this clunking, dragging their feet, clunking. Physical, emotional healing. I feel like whatever it came through, they're hurt. They're physically hurt. Deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. There's something about bars and centers, especially up here in Connecticut, closing. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Yeah. When you see this, life lessons, soul growth, study, and higher learning, absolutely. What else do we need to know? So when I see this, you're a part of a team of souls calling support. So those who like paranormal activity, those who like pushing it together, like playing games and then seeing if they can catch on something. Trying to think of like anything, like who likes EVP, ghost hunting, anything of that nature, just go do and do it with pairs. When you see this, you go Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. You have to say, you have to go and do. You have to go and do. Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. The energy is just like forewarning people to say, it's a good idea, but do this. And it says, wait a minute, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. Yes. After that incident, I would say wait like 3 or 4 months after a big fire. You just literally can't even do it alone. You literally can't even do it alone. When you see it and you actually move on through, you have to say you almost need a radio. Like people like are sitting at home and others are going on scene and they have to talk about what happened. It looked like something simple. I think we need to dig a little bit more. Let's talk a little bit more like witchcraft and other things that happen at the Norwich State Hospital. That's where the energy is leading today. Isolation, physical connection, community. So from what I know growing up in the area about the Norwich State Hospital is that it was a type of spelunking and it was a type of trolling to like a silver lining spoon to like a mercury. And when you look at it and you go voca to your vocation, to your vocabulary, to all of it, you have to say who was the slew of the sloth. Because you look at it and you say defenseless, rising, press, wrongs, uprooting. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't even do it hard enough. So when we do this, you just can't even think about it. But let's also look through this deck a little bit harder, the Starseed Oracle. Can't even do. You just can't even do it. And that's what they said in Mansfield Training School. Like you walked in and you couldn't even be your own. But really what I see is a lot. I see a smoke, a toke, a loke, and a hoke, which really is something out of the Electric Blue Cafe, which had a huge federal incident of a look-in of what was really going on in there. It really comes to show. And then we had like huge instances of crime, odd paranormal crime in the last 2 years. So when I look at it, it says, trust the way they came in, and that time is not right. It's like oddly planned out who you were stuck with in these facilities. It was fated in destiny. Literally. So when you see cosmic ancestors, see the light by staying grounded, and you go, I don't think I should have seen you at all. Soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. All of a sudden, like natural instinct came in with these facilities on how to do their own. So let's talk about the issue where Mansfield Training School had such a bad instance of human rights abuse that when they came in, that the state now pays the individuals to live in group homes. Soul plan, the fated life, the destiny life, you can't even make this up. So what are we looking at? So, basically what we're looking at is that after these instances of fires, things get unsettled. So let's look at witchcraft. What is going to be unlocked from a fire? What kind of witchcraft? Appalachian. People are going to be odd after this fire, probably in 3 states, because of the energy, wind currents. When you look at this and you see transformation and rebellion, more so than ever. That's why officers in fire department are going in the state capitals like, I think we need to go have a meeting. because you can't make it up. When you see the rabbit, which is like slowly coming through, it just means like quiet leaps and bounds. There's something in the subconscious already. Your subconscious is really in the back of your head. What's in the back of your head? Probably looking into me. So when you see it again, more changes. Again, you're going to see these types of features. You're going to see people going, these are all the things I've seen as a visiting nurse. Other one is go around it, be around it. No. Start counting. They start counting on their fingers until it's like, hurry up. I gotta go. And when they go, I'm healing from this, it's like it came back again. Wit and fun. It came right out. It is wit and fun. So when we sit and we go, it really was wit and fun, and you have to stay away from it and actually be like staying near water if you're going to do a joke. And if you do a joke, it basically is a go to hell ceremony. This is like firefighters who have like looked at the flame because they like it just happens. And they say, I'm telling you, some demons are probably running around right now. So how do you protect? Ground and protect. Stay in reality. What's in front of you? That's your reality right now as it's playing out in front of you. Don't worry about too much of a future of like 2 to 4 weeks. I would have to say frankincense, dragon's blood incense, dandelion leaf, like literally like smudge your house. Don't do sage too much until the end where you feel better, because you will see the future a little bit too much if you start hunting. It has to do with the senses. So I'm seeing more ear infections. I'm seeing more sinus infections to actual thrush. Lore, ancient history, past. You're going to start looking at the birds. And we had the incident of the birds, of 50 birds that fell out of the sky. Humanity, yup, straight on through. Divine splendor, absolutely. How would that be divine splendor? Everyone goes, they went to the doctor and they got more medications added to their med list. So when you see this, love, yep, they're going to say love, absolute love. They start talking about it. So the biggest thing is then all of a sudden they do called a revert out cult to the cult. There it is. They threw it right in my mouth, my neighbors. You have to sit there and wait. But in reality, it really does. It really does. So after me, at least my personal experience with the Baltic Mill fire, and then I had an instance of such an energy slam around the time when the nurses out in the fields were nasty, getting like looked at in a way unknown. I actually speak a little bit more Irish, but you can tell everyone's trying to chime in on this one. You can't even make it up. Confirmed. I win. I absolutely win. I won it. It becomes like more devil's advocate to like a Lucifer's lament when they actually start pulling it through and you're like, what were you doing in the 80s? Nothing. And they go all the way through. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it is like no luck. So basically, acid reflux, no luck. When you see this and you go to 3 of Wands, so I say absolutely, you go through. So when I'm looking at it in a way unknown to be renowned, I have to say it is true on a push forward to a pull back. And a pull back to be it known, because it really was straight there blinking and saying, I just don't know what is going on. To all of a sudden you go, I'm part of a crime. And you gotta say, this is where it ends. So just be wary and be leery about certain things. You'll just feel it. You'll just know. You've been through it before. a walking away to move on to a turning point, many places, to like, it feels like a 16-point turn. Because they can't get it done. They just cannot get it done today. When you see this and you see the 7 of swords in reverse, no steal. And then all of a sudden you look at Teamsters. So let's look at Jennifer Dulos. Why do we need to know about Jennifer Dulos? George State Hospital, Mansfield Training School, no steal, Teamsters, to the floods. Almost has like a bad taste in my mouth already. Already like immediate souring in your mouth. Ugh. Milk. Something about milk. Like a tipped glass of milk. So anyone who doesn't know, Jennifer Dulos is one of our missing individuals who was pronounced deceased. She disappeared. It was stated that her soon-to-be ex-husband, who was moving on with someone named Michelle Tercronas, literally just who is incarcerated, and the spouse is now deceased. It has something to do with inheritance. There's no inheritance, no money, though they had a large mansion. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. It means she wasn't sitting well. There's something about not sitting well. When I see this, it's a working of one's own self to get it done. When I see this, it's legal, it's judicial, it's military, it's law enforcement, it's contracts, and you have to be very leery and very careful on everything when you talk about that case. So I'll put on that. We're going to talk about some cold cases. So basically, when you see this and you see temperance, it's all about balance. Watch how people walk. It's going to come out. Something about 1978 and a car fire. It's like Carrie. I hear gamer mode. Flyby, butterfly. Give it a gay, but spelled G-A-Y-E. Pencil, pen, paper. A dawn move. And you literally nail it. It's gold. It's absolute gold. Not foreseen. Not on the heightedness. Like not on the heightedness. Money. It's all about money. All right. Let's go to the Literary Wishes Oracle. And do. Here it is. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? What about the kids? Because the energy is kids. It's not about trickery. It's not about wells. It's not about teacup ease at small mind ease. Health, toxicity. We had rare instances over here. This is how people are going to start calling out. We had rare instances of these kids with mysterious illness. They were gray. You go, the dark, you go, I bet you any money, anyone who is doing occult magic or someone passed away or anything of that nature, they literally start doing it again in the dark. And the knife, it really is like a cut out. It really is. Here it is. Getting together. There's something about picnics in 1978, 1979, where even the kids, when you actually look at the Tallinn three girls who disappeared, there's something about their eyes. They're showing me like this. They're like, all the kids started doing that for some reason, and they couldn't write. We had a lawsuit in Connecticut in the last like 14 to 19 months where this child could not do anything at all. Couldn't write. They couldn't write, they couldn't spell. It took a team of individuals to actually do this. When I see this, then all of a sudden there's a lot of disappointment and loss. That's how you know. So let's get it out a little bit harder about what we know about the occult. We're going to be a little bit careful and a little bit shaky. It really is this. Here it is. Struggle. There's something about struggle. What was it? This is like, that struggle was all the way back from like the 1800s, the 1870s. They're saying 1879, 19. When they do a gaff and magic, like black magic or anything like that, they set a date and a time. When you set a date and a time, even like Irish magic, leprechaun magic, you can't do a do. You can't do a do, like say goodbye. It's like 16 spellings of do. You got to work together. Usually in pairs. I see 16 at the Norwich State Hospital, but I bet you any money there's like 292 people who did it. Mansfield Charity School, there's like almost 400 people. That was easy. That like leaked right out. So a lot of times, especially in this area, you're going to, me, myself as a magician, growing up as a magician, as some people would know, is that law enforcement absolutely loves you and military loves you because you can get it gaff. You can get it gaff, which means you can cut away at it so hard and so easy. So basically, you have to, it's inherited, it's just genetic, like passed down the line. And when I look at it and I say Wheel of Fortune, it goes, holy cow, there's no luck. I already know what to do. Go drink some tea, have some toast and some jam, and then tomorrow have like a bowl of cereal with some milk, and then make sure you're doing your hygiene. I bet you any money will go away. And that's all you need to know. Sitting well. Sitting well. All right. Basically, this one was a little bit hard. Let me rub a little bit on the table. There is something that's hard that's trying to get out. Trying to get out. Where is this? Now, just getting over again, like at least it like one of their locks like leaks right through, and it went like this through the ears. Then it stops like the energy right in front of the house, and you have to say you're having a poltergeist. It's really hard to see that energy, but most dash cams for law enforcement or anyone who has paranormal activity equipment, they're gonna catch it. They're gonna catch it. Is paranormal activity criminal activity? At times. Time in a coffee cup. Time in a coffee cup means they're trying to do a Lucifer move. They're usually the gangs. That's a scary one, but we've been through this. Just call it in. There it is. Poker card. Jack of Hearts. So when you pick your flowers and you're going through your garden, you're going to know it and you're going to smell it. So when you see the Four of Spades, it really is a team. It will take a team to actually figure out what was going on with their Ten of Clubs. It's almost a little bit of Irish mob. So for the record, Irish mob, it is illegal. It is illegal because of a round forum. Irish mob is illegal due to round forum. Now, any other like gang mob and other instances, yeah, absolutely. But what is true? What is true? There are affiliates. They're different. They follow everything legally and lawfully. So when it actually comes to magician work, it's usually through affiliates. There we go. White hats, black hats, affiliates. That'd be Cabal and Deep State. They're old and known as Rush out of Scotland and Ireland. From what I can see, nothing passed down by word from my family. But when you go on through it, you can't even see it. Can't even see it. When you do it, you go, I think you too true. Nine of spades. Six of hearts, nine of spades. It's a flush. Toilets. Something about toilets. D-O-N-E. So that's as far as I would dig on that one. I can't even believe it. So hard. All right. Let's look at runes. My Lord. Let's look at Kansas State Penitentiary and Pennsylvania. Because there was some nastiness there. All right. There's something about, again, gifts. Hidden games. At night, like 5 to 9 p.m. Had a lot of power. A lot of joy. It'd help you be solid. Reform. So basically people were like heinous rain, like loose in their body, not settled down, especially if someone has been on deployment, like I've said before. It goes like you're just not settled to where you're popping out of your skin. And then you see this, you go, oh yeah, right there. You actually have to go secure probate. So when you see it and you go, holy cow, you go, wealth. There's something about wealth. They really like it when people are outside with citronella. I don't know why I'm saying that. Like tiki torches, citronella. Something about mosquitoes. I'm hearing mediumship. Rivers, lakes, streams, and ponds. I'm going to say Lakeview Effects is out of Norwich State Hospital. Warrior. There is literally, I feel like a lot of military. When you see this, you say strength. Yeah, there's a lot of strength right now. So when I see this, I'd have to say bring out the spoke wheel and actually drop the ball down and see who gets the win. It's not illegal. Basically, sometimes law enforcement, military, and like fire department had like play a game like, okay, who's gonna go do it and to it and like through it and be the one to be the just to lead, because they've already been through it 15,000 times about, because they're already like havoc. They're not haywire yet, but they're in havoc. So when I say that like almost a freeze will happen, yeah. It will not pop off well. I don't hear the EBS. I have to say, as prudency, 2 weeks of food. When I see this, it really goes on. I'm seeing like Shetucket River. Right out to the Thames. To General Dynamics. It's going to sit there, that energy. It's just energy. When I see this, people are going to want to feel like an arrest needs to happen. When I look at this, I go, I don't know why I'm taking 2 sticks with like twine or like a silk, and I'm doing this. old witchcraft, a spellbinding curse. 1960s, a poly. Instinct, yep. All you need to know is you need to go right around. And when you go right around, you have to go and just like be a bay. You need to be a bay. Because the more you know, the more that you actually are sound. So those who actually are like law enforcement and military, first responders, I would say stay away a little bit from the psychics, the mediums, the intuitives, because they're the ones who are pulling it out. And those who are not to be on scene are not really not dictating or anything like that, but you'll get the gist of it really quick because they're literally going to hold to standards pretty soon. There's something about all these major disasters. All of a sudden, they're like, wait a minute, I need to talk to you for a second. And you go highly defensive. Like, I'm in the middle of doing something. I was having my tea and I was about to have my nap. And basically, it's like habits come out because you can't even see it coming at all. All of a sudden, like, there's like 7 babies born. Living. It's a baby, it's a pencil, and it's a cat. Literally. That ends up in libel. It was so simple. But that's how they do. They like attach the energies to these objects or to other things that becomes lore, and then they literally nail it down. They nail it with a line of energy, and they keep the line going to gain and gather through. GAIN. All right, so let's look at one more oracle. What else do we need to know for the daily and anything else? Paranormal activity, UFOs, aliens, anything like that. House care. It's going to feel like bird flu, like I said, kicking up again. It's going to be in records. You already know. Politics, they're going to go insane in the next week to like 5 weeks. Everything stays on track. You just have to stay balanced. It's not monetary. It's literally going to drain your bank accounts. When you see this and you say this, it's a game. It really is. All of a sudden, like everything's on track, where you're actually like making your moves based on what is true. It's not really scary. You've been through it before. Like I said, it really is not going to make no sense. It makes no sense. There it is. No messages from big things coming towards anyone this week. You're going to feel a little lost on how something else plays out. Ruins. Things are caught in the ruins. It's point blank. When you see this, there's no sediment or sediment to be. And literally you say the bees. Spring and autumn, you go, nope. Diversity, no. I don't see they will fall in the fall, but I see a Q. I see 3, 4, 9, 8, and a few other numbers. I see ANON. Not in view, VUE, not in view. Don't line up and do muster yet. Don't be doing that yet. When I see the light of the world, it goes, holy cow. Don't put the lantern out and light it. Let the horse go and ride at dark. No continuance on. Uriel and the Sphinx. Holy cow. Dust bunnies bring out Egypt's hierarchy. We literally love this. In crescent moon, the moon cycles will be different. sands of time, I actually see people doing old tricks to like, I can draw this out and see what's going on. It's the energy from the solstice. It really is. It really is. And that's all you need to know. So setting your course, just be mindful as you plan your day and your week. And your week. All right. One last deck. And that will be it for today. Heat wave coming in. Weather. I'm not seeing an influx. And next, watch the stocks to the stockyards, to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. I don't feel like it's literal, but I have to say flamethrower. All of a sudden you get a message like through the wind. And then all of a sudden, like, you're free. Everything is free. Here you go. When you go 9 of Wands, you go, no way, no way, no way. You can't even see it coming. The 9 of Wands goes, can't lock it down. Pair and body up because you're going out into town. You're going out. It's counterintuitive in some areas over the next week. It's going to move on and push on and do a lot of things. Because when I see the King of Wands reverse, highly dishonorable, has to do with inheritance. When I see this, it's stone cold apathy. I can't even believe it. I just caught that energy. Holy cow, down in Texas. They sold themselves so well because they had nothing that you couldn't even do it hard enough. My God, they planned and it was prudent. I hear prudence. Like, everything is amok, like the Sanderson sisters. It's disgusting. So when I look at it and I see the Three of Pentacles, I have to say some of these people actually have trauma from watching like children's videos and shows and movies because they can't even work together. There's no even learning. Common factor, ending, sharp endings, deaths, inheritance, stuff like that about balance. And that's all you need to know. So let's see what happens. They want to say like something we'll actually see in like 5 to 8 weeks. I say 5 to 8 days. In 5 to 8 days, something is seen. And that's all you need to know. So with that being said, let's readjust the deer. You got to go to it. You literally got to go to it, whatever it means for you. So with that being said, that's all you need to know. Any questions or concerns, leave a like, a comment, a share. It's greatly appreciated. A subscribe. We'll get to you soon, and we'll talk to you soon.